need to solve these two things. First we solve these terms, then this resistance is connected in series with the 10 ohm, then this combination is connected parallel with this 40 ohm. Like this, we solve this problem. Similar logic, see here. First you solve this. Here G2, here H2. That is, this is open loop systems. What is the formula? G1, this. Becomes G2 divided by 1 plus G2 H2. Correct? First step. Second step, this is just like our gain. Just like a gain. So now we have two gains are connected in series. What is the total gain? G1, G2 divided by 1 plus G2 H2. This is the overall gain. And we have a denominator another G4. Okay. And see, this is the gain. Here G24 is not a H4. So that's why both are gain. We need to, for this a parallel connections. So we need to add these two numbers. So what is the value? This is the value. Okay. So we can be able to solve n number of gain. Any block diagram we need to we may simplify. A unity feedback system has open loop transfer function. Find the closed loop transfer function is. That means we need to find the closed loop transfer function. What is the formula for the closed loop transfer function? G divided by 1 plus GH. This is the formula, correct? This is the formula. In this formula, what are the variables are there? G and H. G stands for gain, and more specifically G stands for open loop gain. Here the open loop transfer function, that means this is the value for G. So that is 2s plus 1 divided by s square divided by 1 plus 2s plus 1 divided by s square into H. What is the value for the H? Here they mention the unity feedback. So unity means beta becomes 1. Here H is equal to 1. So into 1. Now which is equal to 2s plus 1 divided by s square divided by, we need to cross multiply this equation, x square plus 2s plus 1 divided by s square. So x square cancel, we get 2s plus 1 divided by s square plus 2s plus 1. So this is the answer. So here it is not a s into 2 a square. So this question also asked in the exam. Both the questions, this and these are similar questions. Here they give a block diagram, Here you need to give the block there. Okay. Here the explanations there. So for this we need to remember G. What is the formula? G will be 1 plus GH, and H is unity means 1. That we need to remember. Then we need a mathematical calculations, normal calculations. And sometimes these questions are asked. Characteristics equations. So earlier we have four formulas. Simple G, number 1, number 2, G1 into G2, number 3, G1 plus G2, number 4, G1 plus GH. This is the 4 formula. Next, the 5th formula, characteristic equations means 1 plus GH is equal to 0. One plus GH which is equal to 0. This is the formula to write the characteristic equations. Formula 1 plus GH is equal to 0. So far in these equations we need to know G and H. What is the G? What is the G? We have a G1, G2. We have 2 G's are there. So K S plus 1 into S plus 3 divided by S into S plus 2. Now we reorder it. What is the H? What is the value for the H? Here H is equal to 1 because here there is no feedback system. They didn't mention that. So that's why H is equal to 1. So what is the value? 1 plus you multiply these two numbers which is equal to 0. Okay. So by this way they may suppose himself in your exam. Unfortunately in your exam they give one value here. It is tough. No, you need to substitute the value and by some multiply we get the value. So simple multiplications. Now the same question. Now what is the characteristic equation for this equation? How you find this? Formula is 1 plus GH. 1 plus 2 by S into 1 divided by S plus 4, which is equal to 0. That's all. So based on the options, you may derive the equations. This is the equation. Here I didn't give any options. Suppose further we may simplify this equation like this. 1 plus 2 divided by S square plus 4S is equal to 0. Further we may simplify S square plus 4S plus 2 divided by S square plus 4S is equal to 0. Further we may simplify this equation. S square plus 4S plus 2 is equal to 0 because we cross multiply this value becomes 0. So mostly this is the options may be given in the equation. In your exam, the options is like this. Okay. And we need to find the zeros pole. We have 2 questions are there. We need to find the zeros and poles. So in our college, the zeros and poles is the biggest thing. Here we are discussing about our objective to get the license. Simple To find the zeros and poles, equating this equation is equal to 0. The given equation which is equal to 0 and solve the value. G of s, to find the zeros and poles, G of s is equal to 0. So this is the other formula. This is the sixth formula. To find the characteristic equations, 1 plus GH is equal to 0. To find the poles and zeros, G of s which is equal to 0. So G of s which is equal to 0 means is equal to 0. So cross multiply this value, 5s minus 1 is equal to 0. That is 5s is equal to 1, s is equal to 1 by 5. That's all. So in your exam, once again, suppose if you are lucky, you may get the same questions. If maybe you are unlucky, the equations become lengthy equations. So I didn't prefer that go to the lengthy equations, because for one equations you may forget all the previous formulas. So that's why we didn't go in further more questions related to this, because this question asked that exam. So that's why I keep this question in our question bank. Okay. Rest of the questions, yet now we didn't see any questions. And apart from these control systems, we have a typical questions are that. So they give on equations. What is the Bode plot like this? We have 5 questions are there. So I keep in the question bank, and one question yet now I didn't answer in the group. Later I share these questions. I prefer 90, but one of our engineers share the question. The answer is 180. So that we check and share this question. That question also frequently asked. I will share later. So if you know the 5 formulas and some of the theoretical questions, you may answer any and control system questions. So in the measurements, so we have a theory questions, we have the question bank, and we have problems. So the problems, the typical problem, 5 different methods are there, right? So earlier, that is 2 years before, we have some theoretical questions in the measurement topic, that is what is the difference between the MI meter, MC meter, watt meters like this. So nowadays, the last 1 year I saw any questions from these slides. So that's why I remove the slides. Okay. But this question was in the exams. Before going to this problem, first read the question. A moving coil milliammeter has a resistance 10 ohm. Gives full scale deflection when a current of 5 milliamps is passed through it. If the instrument is to be used to measure the current up to 1 milliamp. That means we have a milliammeter. In our lab, we have a milliammeter. We have a meter. A moving coil milliammeter have a resistance of 10 ohms. That means this value represents the meter resistance. That is, assume that it is a meter, it is a milliammeter. The meter having red color knob and black color knob. If we measure the resistance value between these, we get 10 ohm. So that's why this 10 ohm we write as RM. That is meter resistance. Okay. This is the meter. This is millimeter. here it's a 0. Okay, we have a maximum point. This may be a 2, 5, 10, 500, 100 to lot of things. But see here, the moving coil meter 10 ohms gives full scale deflection when the current is passed 5 amps. That is, the ammeter is connected with a 5 amps source. At that time, the meter deflection, that is, we have a needle. This needle shows the full scale. That means this ammeter is able to measure 5 milliamps. That is the meaning. That is the meaning. Full scale deflection means it's able to deflect measures maximum 5 milliamps. That means we have a 0 to 5 milliamps meter. And it is the point 0. This is the maximum point, represent 5 milliamps. So that is the information we get from the first line. Okay, we are getting the first line. Now we go to the second line. Zero to 5 milliamps meter. This meter, which is used to measure 1 amps. We need to use this meter to measure 1 amps. Whether we can able to use, because already we say full scale deflection is 5 milliamps. If we give the more current, what will happen? The needle will go to the extreme right and is broken. We are not able to use this meter to measure 1 amps. But we need to measure 1 amps. In what way we can able to use this meter to measure the 1 amps? That is the question. Because in our lab we didn't have a 1 meter, 1 amps meter. We have only 5 milliamps meter only. So this is the question. To solve this question, before solve this question, I have a simple mathematics circuit, simple normal DC supply problem. It is 1 amps. Here 5 milliamps. This is 10 milliamps. We need to find the unknown resistance. So before solve this problem, just see here. To find the unknown resistance, how you find the resistance value? By using the Ohm's law. To find the resistance, we need to know voltage and current. If we know the voltage across this unknown resistance R, and if we know the current flow to the unknown resistance R, we can be able to find the R. Correct? That is, R is equal to V divided by I. Okay? How much current will flow here? We need to find the current. This is the junction. This is the node point. By using Kirchhoff's current law, what is the current here? The current, total current enters in the node is 1 amps, which is equal to the current divided into 2 parts. One is 5 milliamps plus unknown. So this is the Kirchhoff's current law. What is the value? X is equal to 1 minus 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. That is 1000 milliamps. 1000 milliamps minus 5 milliamps, which is equal to 995 milliamps. That is, here what is the current? 1 minus 5 milliamps. Correct? Correct? Okay. Now we need to find the voltage across the resistance. How much voltage across the resistance? Now we go to the parallel circuit. In the parallel circuit, voltage same. This R and this 10 ohm are connected in parallel combinations. Here 10 ohm, here 5 current, 5 milliamps. We may multiply the resistance and current, we may find the voltage, correct? V is equal to I into R. What is I? 5 milliamps. What is R? 10. That is 5 milliamps into 10. Correct? Now we can able to get the unknown resistance. Now we come to our problem. What is the 5 milliamps? It is the meter current, IM. What is the 10 ohm? It is the meter resistance, RM. Divided by, what is the 1 amps? 1 amps is the supply current. We need to measure. That is I. Minus 5 milliamps, which is equal to meter current, IM. Okay? So, see here. By this way, we find the unknown resistance. But this unknown resistance is connected in parallel with the meter, not connected in the series circuit. If we connect the series circuit, what will happen? Whether we can able to measure the 1 amps, because in the series circuit, the current is same. We are not able to measure the 1 amps. So to measure the 1 amps, we need to introduce one resistance which is connected parallel with the milliammeter. So that's why the answer is this one. Suppose in our exam, instead of 5 milliamps, if they give 10 milliamps, whether we can able to solve the problem? Is not no issue. Instead of 1 amps, they may give 10 amps, we can able to solve. Now see this question. The moving coil instrument gives full scale deflection 50 milliamps. That means it is the meter current. Full scale deflection means it is the meter current. The instrument has a resistance of 5 ohms. That is RM. This is IM. This is RM. If a resistance 0.8 is connected in parallel with the instrument, that is, we have a meter. The meter is connected in parallel with the resistance. The resistance value is 0.8. If the connected is 0.8, how much current we can be able to measure? In the previous problem, they give the current, we need to find the unknown resistance. Here the resistance is given, we need to find the current. The same method. Okay? So 4 resistors are connected like this, and we have 2 diagonals are there. In the one diagonal, I connect the voltage source. In the another diagonal, I connect the galvanometer. So this circuit we call as a bridge circuit. Okay, this circuit we call as a bridge circuit. Here in the center we have a galvanometer or ammeter. Understand? We have a ammeter. We have a ammeter. Ammeter which is used to measure current. Now, if the ammeter reads 0, what is the meaning? If the current 0 means there is no current will flow. There is no current will flow means there is no resistance. It's an open circuit. Correct? It's an open circuit. So we have here 2 circuits. The blue color we have 2 resistance are there. In the rose color we have pink color we have 2 resistance. Okay. If the ammeter reads 0, when the ammeter reads 0, if you multiply these 2 numbers, these 2 resistance, assume that R1 into R2 which is equal to R3 into R4. Under this condition, the galvanometer or ammeter reads 0. 0 means there is no resistance. It's a balanced circuit. So by this way, we need to find the value. In our exam, either in the see the question, find the unknown resistance value when the galvanometer is 0. So either they ask this question like this. Sometimes they give the 4 resistance, how much current will flow in the galvanometer. So default, if the question like this means default put the answer 0. There is no need to. But anyhow, you cross just your answer by multiply this resistance value. And cleverly, they put the numbers R1, R2, R3, R4. Sometimes due to the curiosity, you write here R3, here R4. So that's why don't by out the formula as R1 into R4 which is equal to R1 to R like this. Don't by out. You just by out the multiply the cross sum resistance, then equate. By this way you by out. Don't by out the formulas. Because we may by mistake we write in wrong way. So this question frequently asked that exam. So now the same ammeter, which is used to measure units of current, we are using as a voltmeter. Earlier, we are using as a ammeter to extend the rating. Here, the ammeter not extending the rating, which is used to measure the voltage.